Thanks for checking out our video. Feel free to join our free weekly newsletter called Pop Culture Annotated, and also join our Discord server to talk with us and others that share your fandom in pop culture entertainment. Links in the description. Hey everybody, how's it going? So with Godzilla King of the Monsters set to expand Legendary's MonsterVerse in a huge way, audience members have questions about the long-term health of the franchise. Now this is because no future films have been announced beyond 2020's Godzilla vs. Kong, which is a movie assumed to either conclude the MonsterVerse or at least establish a new status quo. Now, when Toho Kingdom was able to visit the set of Godzilla King of the Monsters, they were able to interview producer Alex Garcia and executive producer / co-writer Zach Shields. And from this, they learned a little bit more about the current status of the MonsterVerse going into the post-2020 timeframe. Now, during the interview, they say, "We take it one movie at a time. We're trying to work with Adam Wingard working towards Godzilla vs. Kong, but right now the focus is on Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's one brick at a time. There's obviously a goal of what we want the whole thing to look like, but each piece has to be good as it can be." Could there be? Yeah, that's the hope if this movie turns out really well. So this puts a lot of pressure on the 2019 blockbuster being King of the Monsters, as it now has to balance not only the titans of Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, the subplots involving Monarch and those human characters, but also potentially the future status of the MonsterVerse franchise. And in many ways this is actually reminiscent to Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, dictating and really juggling much of the DCEU's future. Now, Zack Snyder even confirmed the similarity during a Q&A event called the SnyderCon by a lot of fans, basically saying that Warner Brothers ordered a rewrite of Justice League upon the reception of Batman v Superman, and then based off of Justice League's reception, the DCEU opted for a sort of soft reboot, you can say, with references to past movies being made in things like Aquaman and Shazam, but no immediate plans to either bring the characters back for a sequel to either Man of Steel or have the Ben Affleck Batman, for example, reappear, as he's no longer attached to the role. Now, Toho in previous statements about the future Godzilla films has actually expressed interest in making a new cinematic universe called the World of Godzilla. And if they were to explore this route for the future of Godzilla movies instead of a new MonsterVerse film or future MonsterVerse movies in general, I personally think it would be a waste. That's because the MonsterVerse has successfully already adapted and brought the characters of Godzilla and Kong to life and in a shared universe for the modern era audience, which I don't think is a feat that they should really laugh at. And on top of that, Toho would be starting from zero if they just basically threw away the MonsterVerse, which I think would be a huge waste of opportunity and potential, considering the foundation's already been built to introduce more monsters or even bring monsters to the MonsterVerse that are established from previous Toho properties or even other properties, because you gotta remember, Kong isn't really a Toho property in its originality. So really popular kaiju characters like Gamera, that would be a really interesting character to see added to the MonsterVerse, considering that character has its own share of fans. But also, I can guarantee you do that film versus Godzilla, that actually might beat Kong versus Godzilla, just considering how diehard those fans are. Yeah, in my personal opinion, I think Toho should maybe just focus on doing another animated series, not another anime, no more Godzilla animes per se, but another anime, maybe movie series, things like that. You could treat them as like several one-shot type movies that don't need to replace or even compete directly with the MonsterVerse franchise of films, if Toho really wants to do their own thing that badly. But comment with your guys' thoughts down below. Would you like to see the MonsterVerse continue beyond 2020? Leave your thoughts down below, and we'll see you guys next time.